to say. I don't have a train of thought. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Say it's okay to feel this way. It's normal for parents in our situation to be sad about this, but then you learn to cope and see the positive in things because you're trying to help other parents out.
It's okay to feel these things. It shouldn't be embarrassing. It's a grieving process, and it's always going to be there.
It's obviously gotten easier.
It has gotten easier. If I think about where we were a year ago, then we have grown so much. But again, you still have these moments, and those are okay. And you won't fully understand that until you're in some type of situation of your child going through something, special needs or an illness. As you can see, yet again, I'm having a meltdown. Let's just get this straight. I am not crying all the time. I just don't want these videos to be portrayed as that I'm sad all the time, because I am not. I just want to get into this week's video and what triggered that little meltdown, because even though Josh recorded me in that moment, I literally had no train of thought. Like, I was just so wrapped up and everything. And what I did say did not really make sense. So I would just like to do a quick synopsis of why I was in that mindset and what brought me to that spot. For Halloween weekend, we drove up to Josh's parents' house because we wanted to go trick-or-treating with our nieces. It all started there when we were driving up, and there were significant bluffs and the leaves were changing, and we came across these one trees that were like bright red, and it was so beautiful. And I just couldn't help but think Jensen will never get to experience this visual stimuli. And how do you explain the magnitude of those bluffs to someone that's visually impaired? So when we get there, Jensen's been teething, so he's just extra irritable. He didn't eat for 15 hours, but the next morning we went to our niece's soccer game, and I really enjoyed that. I had a really fun time watching her play. But even that, you know, it stung a little bit. You know, we're not gonna have the same experience, but it's fine. This is fun. I had a feeling that Josh was struggling with it too, because he then took Jensen to go play at the playground.
He's nuzzled up into my bosom.
Fast forward to the rest of the day, so then we did trunk or treating. You're in a parking lot, they have different stations. Kids can go up to each one and get candy. It was a long line getting up to the point where you get to do the trunk or treating. And I think Josh and I, again, were on the same wavelength of you're just seeing all of these kids just running around like madness and climbing trees. And again, not to say that Jensen won't be able to do those things, but obviously it's gonna be a lot different experience for us. We were just trying to enjoy family time and holding Jensen in his cute little pirate outfit. But then when it came time to trunk or treat, Jensen did pretty good with the noise, but he didn't want to reach into the candy bowl and touch the candy. Everyone was doing the typical, oh, he's sleepy, keep bouncing him, mom. Typically, I think I'm over that. Like, I don't mind when people think he's sleeping. I would just say, oh, you know, he might look like he's sleeping, but he's actually blind. But it was so loud and you have to move station to station that I didn't really have that moment to explain that. And that's been my coping mechanism. Like, that's how I deal with it. To have that removed. And at the times that Josh and I would say, oh, he's blind, I haven't had this response yet of like it was just silence and like jaw to the floor type of thing. I felt bad because I made that person feel uncomfortable, and then I couldn't explain anything more because we were moving on to the next station. And I have not come across that yet because it's situational. I either just ignore it or I then explain, oh, you know, he's actually blind. For some reason, this is the first time, multiple times in a row, people are just silent. They don't know what to say, which is totally fine, but I usually have that opportunity to rebuttal, if you will. So we made little business cards with our YouTube channel information on it, and Josh was like, oh, this is one of those times that maybe we should have handed those out if those comments came up. And I was just like, yes, that would have been perfect, because at least then maybe they could look into it and I would feel a little bit better about the situation. Another part of that was that Josh was telling his family, this is our everyday, this is our normal, where we get these comments and this is how we deal with things. I was so proud of him for saying that, because some people might not be okay with that. Some people may not want to say anything about their special needs child, but for us, we want to put it out there. We want to have people be interested in it. I just felt a little defeated after that because, again, I hadn't come across that experience of people with their jaws open, not knowing what to say, and then you just like shuffle along. I was just mentally drained after that. Went back to Josh's parents' house, and Jensen was so irritable by this time. Jensen never ended up taking a nap that day, and the nieces were running around. It's just an environment that Jensen's not in all the time. That led us into Josh and I trying to get into a quiet quiet space. We went into the basement to try to feed Jensen his nighttime bottle and get him to bed. And that's when I lost it. I lost it because there were comments that were made. And I think that was the grain of rice that tipped the scale. First, it was the trees and just the visual things you see on road trips. And then it was the soccer game. And then it was trunk or treating and the people's expressions and all very little things. But then when they all came together, and then that one extra thing, the cherry on top, downward spiraled. So yet again, I just wanted to take that opportunity to show other parents that they are not alone, and for other families that don't experience things in this way, that this stuff happens very frequently, and not that I'm always sad about it, but there are those moments. I recently went to a party and a lot of people know Jensen, and some comments were made about, oh, is he sleeping? And then I could tell some people were like, oh shoot, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But you know, I'm cool with all that now. I don't want people walking on eggshells. I had a really close friend say, am I blind? I can't see. I didn't even say anything, but I kind of wanted to give her a hard time, but I say that stuff too. So what I'm saying is, I promise I'm not an emotional wreck, okay? It's been coming off that way like the last couple videos I've uploaded, but I promise I'm okay. I hope our next video we can catch you guys up with all of our physical therapy, all of the things he's doing, and some of our Braille books. Oh Lord, you guys, I'm so excited to share that video with you. So much cool, exciting things coming up, and some good idea for kids that are visually impaired or blind for Christmas presents. I will be working on that for the next video, and I can't wait to not have any crying in any of my videos. No more. Well, for like next week anyway. Thank you for bearing with me. All right, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Comment below. All of these things help our YouTube analytics to share our story to others that don't know about us. I really have this big goal of having 500 subscribers by the new year. So I'm looking at like another month left, and I think I have 100 to go. So that's kind of a big goal, but like, help me get there, please. It would just make me so happy to end the year on that note. All right, guys, healthy, happy vibes to you all. Love you. See you next time.
Sure. Whoa. Do you like the sensation of swinging and the breeze in your face? What's your mom doing? Is she watching your cousin play soccer? Yeah. Hey, Jensen. Butt. Hey, Jensen. Butt. Yeah. I love you. Dad loves you. Yeah. I love you, buddy.